Second.
Second made by Mr. Gregg. Any discussion? This is the same thing we did last year. It's just their national tournament.
Don't make my way up there.
All right, right on. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion carries. Item number 6.
It is my recommendation with a heavy heart that we approve to close Garden City School and allow Head Start to use the facility, classrooms for a pre-K center.
Heard superintendent's recommendation. Do I have a motion? After motion, after motion. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Carter. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second made by Mr. Thompson. Any discussion?
This is where I'd like us to have some discussion. Dr. Ross. Dr. Ross, a couple of board members met with some of the Garden City teachers and faculty and staff previously, and first of all, I just want to say that you can probably blame me for pushing it as far as it has. I know a lot of you have thought, if the school's going to close, you wish you could have had an answer way before now. And I pushed it farther. I probably have been a thorn in some people's side, but I pushed it farther because I've been trying to think of every possibility to keep this school open. And I know it's a small school, but it's a great community, and I've tried to put myself in the heart of those teachers. I've tried to put myself in the heart of the children and that community. And I know if it was my school and if it was my child's school, then I would fight to be in too to try to keep it open. And one child is just as important as all 10,000. And the city has raised about $275,000 that's towards building only. And we've discussed the possibility of, them spending that money to maybe even build a few more classrooms to where we could get rid of the portables, where the children would be safe in the case of a surprise storm. And that would be no cost to our system. But Dr. Ross just explained to Mr. Brockman and I, and it's in the report. Do they have that report themselves?
I don't think so. I mean, it went out in a lot of the press releases that said that will come out tonight. Yes.
Maybe you can elaborate a little bit on
Sure.
that, but he just explained to me that even if we allow the community to do that, it would still cost the system $350,000 to keep it operating. And that's $350,000 that could go back into, where we've got some other major troubles across our county for all the kids as a whole.
That's not salaries, that's not people at all. Because obviously, as I've stated several times, no one's losing their job here. We're going to do everything that we can to be as respectful as possible to each and every employee. I promised, I met with those teachers individually, and that I would meet with those teachers individually, and that I would do my best to transfer them to open positions that would work for them. And so no one's losing their job, but the operations of that facility are roughly $350,000 a year, and that is not salaries. It's like I said, we're not saving any money because nobody's losing their job, so it's not positions that we're saving money on.
And Dr. Ross also reminded me that if we are going to go by the district lines, that's going to reduce in the future the amount of students that probably do go to Garden City. However, we have discussed the possibility of whoever's been grandfathered in going to the school, we're not going to pull them out. So I really don't know how that would change drastically over the next year. But I have prayed about this, and I have tried to think of every way possible that we could do it even for one more year. And I know probably a lot of people in the big scheme of things would be upset with me because that's $350,000 that we could put in, like I said, to the majority of the children. And it's a no-brainer that seems to be the way we should go. But my heart keeps feeling for Garden City. Maybe it's the teacher in me, the parent in me, and just the thought if that was my community. I told Dr. Ross I fought for him. and I think he's done a great job. He has had such difficult decisions ever since he has came to this system. But his heart is in the right place, and he is trying to do what is best for every child. And in the sense of closing the school, that doesn't seem like that's in the best interest of a child, because, you know, even if one child cries himself to sleep tonight, that doesn't seem like it's worth closing the school over to me. But at the same time, I know that if I vote to close this school and it still be in operation for a possible Head Start, it would be my ultimate goal, as long as I'm on this school board, when funds become available, to do what we could to build a pre-K through 2. And then that way you can house the Hansville School and the Garden City School. But I just want you to know that whichever direction I vote, I'm trying to do what I feel is right, and I want you to understand that it's not to go against Dr. Ross or the majority of this board. It's to take a stand on what I feel, you know, would be great if we could try it for one more year and see where that leads us. And Dr. Ross reminded me that $350,000 that could go into the other schools. So it really makes it difficult on us. I want you to understand that it has not been an easy decision. I even asked you to wait till May 26th to make the decision to give your community a chance to see if building some extra classrooms would come within that feasible amount of money that you have. And, you know, I was just told that you need closure of some kind, either to move forward, you need an answer. So I'm thinking out loud here. I know I'm kind of going back and forth, but that's how I've been for months now. You know, should we do this? Should we do this? You know, and you can just justify both sides. But I have to respect what our superintendent, who we hired to make decisions for the betterment of this school. I'm going to have to support his decision, but I will do everything I can on this school board while I'm continuing to work in the best interest of all children, to do what we can if money comes available, to do what we can to make Garden City a pre-K 2 school.
As I said, you know, we respectfully want to, you know, putting an officer on May is going to be very difficult in terms of we do indeed, the board does indeed vote to close the school. I need time, as I promised those teachers, to work with them individually on what open positions are. I currently have a list of the current open positions throughout this county, so I could begin that work as early as tomorrow to start reassuring them that I meant when I said that they will be placed in other positions and no one's going to lose their job right now to the very last individual who works there. I need time to do that before the end of May. If we don't, otherwise, principals across this county will not be able to hire until I've placed every individual at Garden City. And so that's going to put off their hiring until possibly July, which is extremely difficult across the county for a principal to try to hire a teacher in July and find what they need and get that teacher in quickly enough and things like that. So again, I will be seriously compromising my principles by delaying this vote any further than we've already delayed it. So trying to do what's best for, again, for all 10,000 children, which is what I'm charged to do. I've asked that the board take the vote tonight instead of on May 26th.
I'd like to say a few words. I'm not for closing the school. I'm not going against what I'm going to say against Dr. Rollins. I'm going with my conscience, what the Lord told me to do. I got to do it. I can't do it any other way. But now, if we're going to cut it down to 3 through K, I recommend we go on to K2 and do it for them, because once you take it away from them, it'll be not successful to ever get them back to where they're at now. And I'm not thinking about the teachers, I'm thinking about the students. They're the one that I feel need the help worse than me. I know we ain't gonna lose no teachers over it, but I just want you to know I'm back. I'm going to K through 2. That'll be my vote if and when we do it. Thank you.
Yeah, with the recent news of the district lines, feeder patterns, which is another major issue across our county, that's really extremely unfair, not only to students, but also especially to teachers. We lose teachers every single year because of these feeder pattern lines. The big picture on that is Harmony has lost one or two teachers almost every single year because of not honoring the feeder pattern lines. Parkside has lost a teacher almost every single year because of people not honoring the feeder pattern lines. It's board policy to follow the feeder pattern lines. They've just never been enforced. With that being said, also, if I'm going to enforce those lines, it's going to be very difficult for me to defend that if you're a parent that lives in Holly Pond and you really want your child to go to West Point, and I say no, but then I allow someone from Blount County or Winston County to go to West Point, then that doesn't seem like I'm taking care of Cullman County. And so I've also closed our borders a little bit, which is necessary because we're also starting to fill, and we're having an issue with overcrowding. And as as we continue to strive towards excellence, we're going to have more and more students that are coming in to our county seeking the schools that we're going to have. In addition to that, you have got surrounding counties that have closed 4, 5, 6 schools that are also looking for a way to come over to Cullman County because their schools are closing because of lack of funding. They're also 10-mill systems and are struggling to figure out how in the world they're going to keep their doors open. So this problem is not a Cullman County problem. This is a statewide problem, all the way down to Baldwin County, who has actually lost millage in their last election, scrambling with a 30% growth rate, and a population that refused to vote in a tax. Very difficult. My heart goes out to Baldwin County as they make some very tough decisions over the next few years. It's difficult. So we're seeing this everywhere is what I'm trying to say, where school boards are having to make really tough decisions. But for the students of Garden City, obviously, very hard. A much different situation than anybody else. So as a one-time solution to that, I know that several of you have called Welty and have a desire to go to Welty or have a desire to go to West Point. Obviously, the students in Garden City, if the board indeed does vote to close that school, will be grandfathered into that program, and you will be able to attend whatever school of your choice, providing the transportation. So that's obviously the least I can do, and that seems like nothing today. But I know that that's on the hearts and minds of several of you, and several of you have emailed me, and I have made that promise as well. So I will keep my word.
Is it my understanding that we go 3 through K, there will be no teacher, county teacher, no principal, nothing down there?
It's Head Start.
If I go Head Start, there would not be. If you go with the federal Head Start program, 3K, which is what I've proposed, then it does not cost the system. There's a minimal cost there. Everything is picked up by federal dollars through the 3K program. So that's where the savings comes in. If we would go with what you proposed in putting it to a K2, obviously the population dwindles even further. We'll still have to transfer students out of Garden City. You'll have about 40 or 50 kids on that campus, and it will still pay for, but the cost will still be the same. So you're still going to pay for everything that we're going to pay for and have half of the students that we currently have. So again, as the superintendent, it's going to be very hard for me to justify that to taxpayers throughout this county that we're going to spend that much money per pupil when other school feeder patterns aren't getting that. That's what I see. Do I see as I told the teachers before this board meeting, it doesn't have to be the end for Garden City. And I know I'm going to get some rolling of the eyes there. However, it really doesn't. Hansville has no room to grow. There's no land in the Hansville area there that they can very easily grow. And I'm a huge proponent of pre-K 2 schools. I think it's the wave of the future. I think it's what's best for kids. There is nowhere that I can see in the immediate area next to Hansville schools where a K2 could be built. But in the future, that would be a great, have enough land at Garden City that can actually happen. So if we are able to accomplish what we need to accomplish financially, which I've been told by numerous people that you're not going to pass a tax in Cullman County, if we're not going to fund schools, then we are going to continue to go down this very difficult road. we have to fund schools. If schools are important to Cullman County, and they are absolutely important to me, then we have to fund schools, and 10 mils is simply not enough to do what's best for our kids every day. We cannot afford what we currently have. We have to make the cuts. They're not fun cuts, they break my heart. But unfortunately, I am taxed with doing what's best for all 10,000, and I have to make decisions based on that, because I have to answer to those decisions. So, as I said in my recommendation, it's with a heavy heart that I even have to do this.
Any other discussion?
I'm just gonna say that I appreciate Gene's heart and him standing up for what is right. You know, logically, I know that that's still $350,000 that would be spent, in Garden City, that could be spent across the board for all kids, including those children. But I just keep going back to that $275,000 that Garden City community has raised. And they've proven that they are willing to invest in their children. And I just feel like, you know, maybe for one more year, if they could build and tear down the portables, build like they have those existing classrooms that the county built to 2000, it's worth a try for one more year, because you never know what may pop up in the future.
They would have to stand before us with the county school. That building, by the time you did the bid process, and you got the architectural plans approved at the state level, you would be at least a year and a half out from being able to build it. So that's, I mean, is that a long-term solution? I mean, it could be eventually to, like I said, you could build on these grounds. It doesn't have to be the end. You know, it may have to be the end at this particular time, which is what I am recommending. However, you know, building there, you know, if the community holds those funds and promises those funds, and eventually, hopefully, we are ready to do such a project, those funds will be there once again. If it's truly their desire to have that school there, I have confidence that they'll be there at that time as well.
And like I said, I respect Dr. Ross, and I know that he has the best interest of our system, and I want to side with him. But my heart keeps telling me to keep fighting for Garden City, and, you know, probably the whole system would think that's crazy, that I have to think of the whole system, and I am thinking of the whole system, but I think, you know, if this was Cold Springs, you know, I told Dr. Ross, I'm a fighter. I fought for him, I'll fight for Garden City, I will fight for Cold Springs, I will fight for Fairview, I will fight for West Point, I will fight for every school in the system. And there's people out there I know that's got money, but they don't even know what to do with. There may be a few people out there, but there's people that could even give their time and their money to help the system out. And if it's not gonna make it through another half-cent sales tax, if we're never going to vote to increase the property tax, then it has to come from the people, from their own free will, those that can and want to. And how passionate are we about each one of our schools? You know, I shared the thoughts with some of the board members. It was important to Cold Springs at one time that we update our football field and have a track, and the county did not do that. Our community did that. We stepped up to the bat. I was not one of them, so I can't include myself in that we. So that was prior to me meeting my husband and moving into the Cold Springs area. But the school took a loan out to upgrade that football field and build that track. And people who could afford to help invest in that signed that loan. So that if Cold Springs School could not pay for that loan, it would fall back on those people. That's how much our community means to each other and how much we fight for each other. And we're not even a township. We have no extra dollars, but you'll never find a group of people who will fight as hard as we have to do what we can for that school and to move it forward. And because of that, I would like, yes, that $350,000 to be spent, you know, all across the board, but I keep thinking about how hard your community worked to raise the amount of money that you did, and I just think you should be given 1 year's chance to try to see how far that can go and what else that can be done. And then after that, if it doesn't happen, then yes, we have to close that school down and we have to move forward. But I may be a minority, but that's just.
That's the reason I feel like we'll give another year's chance. know he's doing a good job, I got no question with that. But if we give this community down there a chance to stay as is for another year, if it don't work, they'll know that we're gonna either shut it down or go to kindergarten. That's my thing.
Part of my recommendation, as I've stated publicly several times, is due to student safety as well. And with the portable trailers, having that many portable trailers and that many students in portable trailers in an area that has been historically known for pretty high frenetic activity. Again, I'm gonna have a really hard time supporting or recommending that we continue to have these children in trailers. We have trailers on other campuses that are being used by Head Start programs, which are pre-K programs. It was their option, but it's not an option that I've exercised. I've been able to move as many of those children onto our campuses, into classrooms. I don't like kids in trailers. I think it's unsafe, and safety is always jumping up. Like as I said, we cannot build in less than a year and a half or so on that campus by the time that we get the state approved plans. So by keeping it open for another year, we are putting those children in trailers for another year. And again, I refuse to make that recommendation and then in the next breath say that I'm going to do what's best for kids. Those two statements don't coincide. So again, it is the board's decision, not mine. I've made the recommendation. It's the recommendation that I feel is best for students, and I stand with my recommendation.
Any more discussion on the board? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? No. No, okay. Roll call vote. Wendy Crowder. James Thompson. Kenny Broughton. Gene Sullins. Mike Graves.
Yes.
Chris Carter.
Yes.
Jason Spiegel. Yes. It is. Gene is no. Kenny is no, and Wendy is no. Motion carries. Item number 7. Superintendent.
Awesome. Congratulations to Career Center student Jimmy. Petrum, thank you. I did not want to slide on that. Jimmy Petrum of Good Hope, who finished second place at the Wallace State Regional Welding Competition. West Point varsity and JV softball teams were winning the county championship. Cold Springs FFA spring band placed third at the National Husker FFA competition.
Item number 8, executive session.